What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today it is Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas to all of you guys. This video will probably be going up a couple days later, but I'm going to be surprising my dad with a 2-inch, I guess you could call it like a level lift, for his 2008 Silverado. I have the blocks here. I'm waiting on the front strut spacers. The company that sent it messaged me, was like, hey, there was a mismanufacturing with some of the front spacers. Make sure they all line up. Well, his did not line up, so they actually gave me a refund, and then I kept the rear blocks and ordered the fronts from a different company, or got them from a different company. So basically what we'll be doing is the spacer goes obviously in the top of the strut, you unbolt it and all that fun stuff, but they're supposed to be here by like 4:30 today. I'm not sure if I'll get them, so I'm going to try and at least get the back done, and then either maybe tomorrow night, if they do show up, my dad and I will come out and finish it, finish up the front stuff, just because the front's a little bit more difficult than the rear. There's a lot of how-to videos on like this style setup that you can go and watch. I'm not going to kind of make it like a how-to video, just because there's so many out there. But I will be showing you guys kind of like how it looks after. I'm going to measure it from the concrete up to the flare, and then once we get it done, I'll measure it again to see if we get a true 2 inches or if it's like 1.5 inches or what. But the back's a lot easier, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to jack up the axle, put a jack stand underneath of the hitch back here, have a couple jack stands underneath of the actual axles itself. So when I go to let the jack stand down to pull out the old factory block, it won't come crashing down and mess up the angle on the drive shaft, where it meets up with the rear end and stuff like that. But make sure when you guys are doing this to any brake lines, make sure you undo those from the frame. Like I know on this side, there's a set right there. Just undo this bolt and this whole piece will come out. And I think this one here, where my finger's pointing, and that other one I was just messing with, those are the only 3. And like I said, just jack it up, throw a couple jack stands underneath of it. The back should take me maybe an hour, if that. But like I said, I'm not going to make it really like a how-to video just because there's so many out there. But I'll probably throw in a time lapse here or there. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and I'm sure he'll be surprised. So stay tuned, guys, and I'll pick you up in a little bit. Okay, guys, bringing you back. Factory U-bolts are off. There's a set, and there's a set. All the new hardware's in there. All I have to do now is lower it down. What I'm going to do is lower the jack stands, and then slowly lower the jack. Then the whole rear axle should slowly come down. But what I'm going to have to do is probably jack it up a little bit higher, obviously, because that clearance right underneath that tire is not very much. So I can only go down that much with the axle. So I'm going to jack it up a little bit higher, so I have a little bit more clearance. I'll fix this jack back here real quick. And yeah, so when it comes to the time putting these blocks in, there is, get it out of the bag real quick. So you guys can tell from looking at it, there's a fat side and a skinny side. It tapers downhill. The tapered downhill side, the front of it will point towards the front of the truck. So the block will go in the back of the truck like this. The thick end will be towards the tailgate. So when you guys go to do this, or helping somebody and you guys don't know, that's how it goes. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and jack this up, get the old block out, slide the new block in, and then we're going to button everything back up. Don't have a real good lighting underneath there. That's the only reason why I haven't filmed much. I tried setting up my big light and ended up dying, so it's on the charger. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get this done real quick. I'll bring you guys back once we get the old blocks out and we're putting the new ones in. Bring you guys back. So we got it all buttoned up, except for one thing. The front of the drive shaft decided it wanted to come out. Obviously you can see a puddle there. So what happened was, I was getting ready to button everything back up. It was ready to go, and I was jacking it up, and right there, the rear axle went down, which caused everything to shift forward. And then when I was jacking it back up, I'm guessing it slid out. I didn't even pay attention to it. But my dad already came out and looked at it. It did. I actually had it down on the ground. It did raise it about a little over 1 3/4 inches. It's not going to be a true 2 inches just because of when the weight of the truck settles. But yeah, he was happy with it. We just have to do the front either tomorrow or Thursday. Like I said, it's just that strut spacer. You undo the front sway bar end link right there. Do the upper and lower control arms. Obviously take your tire off. And then do your 3 bolts up there. Spacer goes in. Button it all down. And then you actually take the strut and twist it 180. And it'll bolt right back up. Giving it that nice leveled lift look. Like I said, he's in the insurance business. He didn't want anything super crazy high like 6 inches or anything like that, because he does drive this obviously to like his client's house and stuff like that. So, and my dad's not a teenager anymore, so he doesn't want anything super lifted anyway. So that being said, I decided to go with that like 2-inch level lift for him. And yeah, it turned out real good on the back other than that front drive shaft. So we'll have to get it back in there, but it shouldn't be a problem. But anyway, guys, I'll pick you guys up when we get ready to do the front and when we get ready to fix the drive shaft back there. Hope you liked the video so far. I'll get Dad's reaction when we get back on it. So stay tuned, guys, and I'll pick you up soon. What is up, guys, and welcome back. Like I said, it is the next day, so it is Christmas Day. We got the back all finished up. I got the drive shaft put back in, maybe 20 minutes worth of work. I just kind of unbolted everything, jiggled it around, and got it slid back up in there. So the back is done. We are currently going to be working on the driver's side. So you'll end up wanting to obviously take off your tire, bolt everything, or unbolt everything. Like I said, there's numerous of how-to videos out there, so I'm not really going to be showing you how to. This is more of just like a fun vlog. Dad's taking that tire off now. We got it jacked up, and we're just going to continue on with trying to get it done. So stay tuned, guys. I'll show you the end result once we get it done. Peace. Right, so what we come to find out is, like I said, this truck did have a leveling kit on it. So here is the leveling, I guess you would call it, spacer that was on there versus the one we put on there. This is a 2-inch. I'm guessing, what do you think that one is, Dad? Like an inch?
1.5, 1 3/4.
So I mean, I'm gonna try and get this. You can see like the height difference here. So we're gonna gain a little bit more height, but we got this side all put back together. Like I said, you take off your tie rod bolt, your upper control arm bolt, and then your sway bar bolt right here, and then basically all the little bolts that are holding on your brake line, so it will be loose. And then when all this drops down, you take out those bolts and then loosen your top strut bolts there, and then you can drop that down and put it on there. It wasn't very hard. It's just a little bit time consuming. It definitely takes probably 2 people to do this, but I'm gonna let my dad talk now, kind of explain how he likes it. He didn't know this was a Christmas present to him. So I put the 2-inch block in there last night, like I said, but he can kind of talk about how he feels about it. So
GM Man's dad here. I was surprised last night he wanted my truck. I was going about my business, and it surprised me. He said, I got a Christmas present for you. I was not expecting a leveling kit. So when I got here last night, he was tightening up the back end, and it was a pleasant surprise. The greatest gift, however, is being able to work along the side with him. This has been a learning experience. I grew up on a farm. I worked with my dad on farm equipment, not so much on trucks. So as a Christmas present, it's awesome, but getting to work along my son, and my other son was out here a while ago. We're getting ready to do my stepson's Dodge in a few days. So that's the greatest gift. I've learned a lot from Jacob. He learned a lot from his 2 years at Bedford North Lawrence. And I appreciate what he has taught me. I appreciate getting to work with him. So.
And shout out to Chad for, I mean, obviously working along the side of Chad, learning to do stuff like this. But I mean, we can go back to the back here, and you can tell it's a lot higher than what, I mean, it was. Because before, like I said, it definitely came up. I think, what do we say it was, 39 total inches, I think is what we
gained a good 2.
So, and I mean, obviously over time and stuff, it is going to settle and stuff, but you can tell, I mean, the gap in between here, he will be able to run a little bit bigger wheel and tire combo now. Like I said, he is in the insurance business, so he doesn't want to go crazy high like a 6-inch, and he's not 18 years old or 16 years old anymore. So, I mean, obviously, you talked about doing different wheels and tires. Did you, I mean, black wheels? Are you going chrome wheels?
I'm probably going to go chrome, and I want to have an offset to where at least my tire kicks out to the edge of my fender flare. We're going to repaint this truck. I've got a couple little areas of rust that we're going to address, and then we're going to repaint it. I'll stay with the red, of course. I'd like to change it to a little bit deeper, darker red, but not make it so noticeable that we have to paint everything on the inside. I want to try and paint the frame as the tires and stuff are off, but I'm going to work with Chad and go with a little larger setup and then kick it out a little bit with an offset so that I'm even. I didn't know if I was going to keep the fender flares on it or not, but for being a 12-year-old truck, I get a lot of compliments on it, so I'm going to keep them.
And I mean, that being said too, you can tell it is basically a work truck. I mean, he doesn't baby it. In the summer, it's got typically a hay wagon or even a square baler going from field to field if we need it. So, I mean, he does take it off-road, so it's not going to be like a pavement princess where he's going to have 12-inch wide tires sticking way out here and going kind of like how the 79 is, like how I just went crazy offset with it. Just because that truck, I mean, it's not going to be doing a whole lot around the farm because we do have, like, my dad's, he uses it a bunch, and then obviously my 98. But like being, he wants to go a little bit more offset, and he doesn't want it to be crazy to where you have to come in and trim the bumper and cut all the inner fender. He does use this truck for his daily driver, his insurance business, so when he's going to a client's house, like I said, he doesn't want it to be super crazy high like a high schooler has it and stuff like that. But other than that, we're going to try and finish up probably the other side tomorrow, I would say, just because it is Christmas and my girlfriend's waiting in my truck and I'm sure he wants to get inside. So that being said, that's going to be it, guys. Like I said, it's not a how-to video just because there's millions of them out there. You can go and check a couple out. But anyway, remember, learning as I do, doing what I love. I'm the GM Man. That's the GM Man's dad.
Merry Christmas.
And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.